Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at AUM and we're going to be doing a session with Midi Mixer. So this is kind of a tutorial on how to set up these sessions with Midi Mixer, and we'll end up with quite a chilled vibe session, although a session can be anything you like. So first things to do, I guess, are to let me know if you can hear me okay. That's kind of an important thing, I guess. And while we're doing that and someone tells me, I'll say hello to everyone who's here as well. Oh, hello, Joe. Hi, Sam. Hi, Stephen. Yeah, but I'm using an iPad Pro, Sam, so it's not very often it overloads and starts to crackle. But yeah, you know. Thanks, Colin. Colin's here as well. Stephen, Dave, Jim, and anyone else who may be watching who I've missed. I don't think I have. Joshua. Hi, Josh. Okay, good. Yes, right, cool. So we want to be using Paul 4 Pockets, Paul's Midi Mixer. Okay, so I'm going to open a 4 Pockets folder where it is, and Midi Mixer. Now, to use this inside AUM, the easiest way to do this is to do it like this. You open Midi Mixer in standalone before you do anything else, and you'll see the first thing it says is it tells you this is an AUV plugin, blah blah. It's only for AUM. Okay, so and then it says AUM session templates, and you tap on this and it'll take you to your Files app. You can go directly to your Files app, but this really is the easiest way to do it. And you get a choice of an 8-channel mixer. Jim, thank you so much, mate. Thank you very, very much. You get an 8-channel mixer, 12-channel mixer, or a 24-channel mixer. The 24-channel mixer is basically 2 12-channel mixers. That's how it works. We're going to choose a 12-channel mixer, and it'll say open session 12-channel mixer, and we'll go yes. And then it'll do this. It'll load 12 channels, and it'll route them all to Midi Mixer, which basically means if we open Midi Mixer here, and we'll do this, if we kind of scroll along to various parts, like I'll go back to number 1, you'll see it all linked up. So if I move fader number 1 on Midi Mixer, it's all linked in here. Now you might think, well, what's the point? You know what I mean? Well, the point is you can automate everything in here, and you can save 16 snapshots. So I'll basically show you how this works. Once you see how this works, you'll see how incredibly useful it is for building up sessions. Hi, Wal. Cooking on a proper hob. Nice, Wal, nice. We like it. I hope you're cooking something nice. Anyway, Midi Mixer. So what we're going to do first is we can close this. We'll go back to the end here, and I'm going to start by putting in some apps. Now, you can use external MIDI apps to play. So I'm going to be doing quite a lot of that in this session. So we have 12 channels to mess with. We don't necessarily need to use all 12 channels. We can use, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can use them all if we like. We'll see how far we get. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to tap below Midi Mixer, because this is a MIDI channel. Okay, so MIDI channel 14. I'm going to tap on this, and I'm going to add audio unit MIDI processor. And I am going to look for Chord Bud, and there it is by Chem Okay. So Chord Bud there. So I'm going to use Chord Bud, and then just to stop, to save me having to swing all the way around to the bottom. I could actually, if I wanted to, move my MIDI channel all the way back to the end here, which might be more logical. So we could do that. Let's see how long that takes. So there's basically how to reposition your drag down on any of these, and then start to move your channels along like this. It won't affect the routing or anything. It'll just put it in a position that's more kind of logical for you. Okay, so just kind of carry on doing this. I'm going to move all my channels along here. It doesn't make any difference. All the channels will be in different orders and stuff, but it really doesn't matter. So it's just going to carry on doing this until I get to the end. We want this one kind of at the end, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Again, it's just setting this up in a place that's good for you to start your session. Now, right. And then you'll see that the main mix is here, so we can kind of blink. We'll put that there. So here we go. We have the main mix, and this is the mix that's going to control all of this, and it's also going to be here inside Midi Mixer. So you see, if I choose main mix here, you'll see it's kind of all linked in. Right, okay, so first of all, in this channel here, channel 3, I am going to place a Clevgrand app. I'm going to place Clevgrand pads. So audio unit extension, and I will search for Clev, and I should be able to find the pads here. So Clevgrand pads, boink, there we go. Now we have Clevgrand pads in this, and for this I'll probably not use my MIDI keyboard, although I do have my MIDI keyboard at the side of me here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some chords into ChordBud like this. I'm going to open ChordBud, make it a bit bigger, and I'm going to go with, right, I'm going to set my scale, I think. Let's do this. So I'm going to set my scale to my cave to, I think, A. So I'm going to like A minor. So hit done. And then I'm going to use, let me just see. I'm just going to use A minor. You'll see I have some chords here. So first one I'm going to put in is I'm going to put in A minor here. And this will put it here. And this means that we've got one bar of A minor. Then I'm going to put in, I don't know, we'll put in A, F, G, C, first four, and then for the second four I'll put in eight chords. I can put in as many as I like, but then I'm going to put in another 4 because I'm going to put in a D minor, E minor, an F, and a G. Okay, so now I've got all these 8 chords playing in ChordBud, which is all we're going to need for this session. It's fine. First of all, I'm also going to reduce my BPM down to 70 BPM here. And this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the little toaster icon that's by my pads app here, Clevgrand, and I'm going to make sure that this is connected to the MIDI source, which is ChordBud. So now when I press play, whichever pad is selected in here as a default will play. And I am going to switch off the metronome because I don't really need it for now. So here is pads. I know you can't see it, so I'm going to lower the contrast. And I'm going to pick another sound. So quite a nice pad sound to start. Sounds okay. And don't forget we have control over the overall mix as well, and we can also do that here. So in Midi Mixer. So I'm going to change the name. Is it long hold? Yeah. I'm going to change the name in here to pads, enter, and okay. So now this first channel inside Midi Mixer is called pads, and we know it's related to our Clevgrand pads. So we'll just move along channel 1, channel 8, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, all the way up to channel 12. Okay, so in this second channel here, I'm going to put in a sample whiz 2. And I'm going to use one of my patches that's in there called, I think it's called Ethereal Horns. I just need to find it. And go here, go here, go here. Let's carry on. Ethereal Horns. So I'm going to use this patch inside SampleWiz called Ethereal Horns. And I'm going to send the exact same thing. I'm going to send this now also to Chordboard. So this is, using Chordboard like this is really cool because it allows me to stack layers of pads on top of each other. So I'm going to again open a little toaster here, send that to Chordboard, and we can turn the volume down and just let's hear how that sounds now mixed with the Cloudground pads. So I think I'm going to give this a little bit of a boost. So I'm going to add in some dynamics and just a gain from the internal stuff. As Sam mentioned at the beginning of this, sometimes you get like very high, sometimes you'll see that your CPU will be going really high. It's not on this, but now with this new AUM update as well, you can also just hold any of these instruments that you've got here and just slide it to the left, and you'll see that at the top there it says 5.2. So this SampleWiz is using 5.2% of the CPU. Cloudground is using 1.4. Midi Mixer is using 0.9. This is using 0.6. So you can see exactly if you're overloading, where you're overloading, which is that handy. That's just one of the new features. I just thought I'd put that in there. So, okay. Now, let's see. That sounds nice, right? This is weird. I'm not getting stereo through my headphones, and my headphones are going through my mixer. This is weird. How strange is that? And I don't know why that would be. Just let me save. Have I got mute on here? Said I'll take that off. That's very odd. Let me just do something. This is strange. I should be getting stereo through. You definitely should be. Let me just save this session. Save. I'll overwrite it and save it again. And I'm just going to quickly open up another session that I did. What's this one? Frosty and Chilled. That'll work. I don't know why I'm only receiving mono through my headphones, which is a little bit annoying. That's definitely stereo, right? Okay. How bizarre is that? All right, I'm gonna open up my files again. So 12 channel mixer, very odd, very strange. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so next along, I'm going to open up another thing, and I'm going to use Troublemaker. Okay, so audio extension, I'm going to choose Troublemaker. Troublemaker. Oh, I must have that. Let me just check something here. Let me just check on my Ruse Maker. Ruse Maker. Oh, don't tell me I haven't got it on my iPad. God, let me just sort this out, guys, because I really want to use Troublemaker in here. And it's gonna, if I don't put Troublemaker in here, I ain't gonna be happy. So that's what I'm gonna do. And if it's not on it, it'll only take a sec. So let me just let me just close this a sec. Don't need those open for the start off. Let me go to the App Store and see Troublemaker. Troublemaker. Let's see if this is it here. And oh no, it says, oh look, it says open. Okay, so I shall try again. So audio unit extension. I'll go with Brand Boss this time. Brand Boss. There it is. Troublemaker modded. God, you know what? Who knows the weirdness of iOS? It's beyond me comprehension. Right. So this time, I'll just turn this down. This time I'm going to do something very cool. I am going to put, now Troublemaker is a mono synth. Okay. I'm also going to route this to the same chord bud. So I'll show you what happens here. This is nice. So what we're going to get now is basically Troublemaker is going to play, if I turn these down a little bit and play, what it'll do is Troublemaker will basically play the root note. Okay, so which is really, really nice. Okay, so let's just buzz this up a bit, and let's put some delay on it. Do you see what I did there as well? I'll show you that as well. Sorry, that is another new thing, because I want this channel, I want another Troublemaker in here, but I want this channel to do something else. But to save me having to go through all the rigmarole of setting up another Troublemaker, all I have to do now is long hold, hit select. Yeah, so I've selected this. Long hold this and go copy here or move here, but I'll copy it there because I want the same settings. And now I've got two of them. And on this one, right, I'm going to put in a couple of effects. I'm going to double tap to add some nodes in. The first effect I'm going to put in is a black hole. If I can find it here. Black hole reverb. And I'm also going to put in a perforator. What is this device Doug is using? Excellent, Paul. John, Ringo. Where's George? Ring. Right, I'm going to put in a perforator. Perforator. And now if I turn this down and I play. some adjustments, like pan it a little bit. So it's very nice. So very nice. So we can carry on, and don't forget, like, so we haven't even, let me unmute that. I don't know why that's muted. I'm going to save this. Okay, so for now it's just called 12 channel mixer, but I'll just save it just to make sure we're on the, kind of the same page. And so far we've got 4 of these instruments, and they've all been played by this one instance of chord, but just playing those 8 chords. Apart from, of course, the troublemakers, which are not playing the chords because it's a mono synth. You can do this with any mono synth and still get the same really nice effect. Okay. So don't forget now that we still have all our instruments rooted. Now, before we start going, let's just reset these to their default values for now. Okay, so we can do the work with Midi Mixer. So at the moment, once I start now, I don't have to keep moving stuff around the screen to mix it. I've got all my mixing stuff available here as well. So just to be sure I'm not going to be overloading any of this stuff, we'll drag it all down and see what happens. It's interesting. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm going to call this one Sample Ways. This is Troublemaker 2. Why can't I? Thanks, David. So now we need some sort of we'll put a couple of bits and pieces of percussion in, and then we will start to do the actual tutorial for Midi Mixer. So we won't need all these extra tracks. We'll just do a couple more, otherwise we'll be here all a live long day. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a Digistix 2 here in this channel, and I'm going to put in a noir in this channel, noir in that channel. Okay, and we can see how far we go, but maybe we could put in a mononica. Let's put mononica in this channel. So for the drone, mononoke, monon, there it is, monon. And all we need to do is, well, we know we're kind of in A minor, so what we're going to do first of all is go to mononoke, double tap it to open it like this. Go to autofill here and choose the key, which we know is A, and we'll go with A. We'll go a minor harmonic or a minor pentatonic, it'll be fine. Tune. And now if we switch on some of these at the bottom, we can make sure we've got some volume. And that'll just drone away nicely. And we can find out where we are in our MIDI mixer. So now we need to sort of set our drums up. So I just want, first of all, to make sure that host sync is on for Digisticks. And I'm going to choose one of my favorite kits here, which is the Mega Kit. And I'm going to go to bank number 2. And I'm just going to, literally, I'm just going to play it. Do the same with noir. I'm going to get noir going, and in fact we'll just get this with some, I'm going to go with factory and hi-hats, and just kind of, now I'm going to go and find out I'm going to find out now where in MIDI Mixer the other things are. So I'll turn down the ones we know. What? Now mononoke, I don't know. I need to pick up. So there we go. Mononoke is track 6, so long hold, monon, okay, and that's Troublemaker. This is noir, okay, and this is Digisticks. Okay, so now we know what's what because we've got it written down on our mixer. We know that there's nothing going on in any of these other channels, so we don't need to worry about those. And we can mix as this is, right, correct. Now, this is definitely going to need some adjustment for volume. So we can either do it like this. That's not going to be enough. So let's put in a gain. Here's the thing. This is the first one though, so we know this is the pad, so this is the clev grand instrument, right? What I'm going to do is I want this to be my first part of my session, if you like. We can press stop for a sec. Now, where it says seconds here and faders, if I had this down here like this and I switch faders on, everything is going to be locked. You're hearing Mononoke because that will just drone. In fact, let's unlock faders. Let's have Mononoke as the first part, and let's do this. Where it says seconds, I'm going to choose 10 seconds. This is the time it takes. This is the time it will take for the faders to fade in between themselves per snapshot that I select, and you can have a different fader time for every single snapshot, but for ambient stuff 10 seconds is nice. Excuse me. You can go up to 16 seconds. Now also in the fader section you can see you've got snapshot section, so you've got S1 to S8. If you hold the little photo icon, which is the snapshot, if you hold it, this will change from S9 to S16 and then back again. So you actually have 16 snapshots that you can use if you want to. But we're going to bring up Mononoke, right? So bring Mononoke up, and that's droning away happily in the background, right? I'm going to hit snapshot, just touch it, and it says press a snapshot destination, right? So, 1. Are you sure you want to replace the current snapshot? Yeah, there's nothing there, so yes. This is now snapshot 1. So if we now bring in the pads, but turn down the volume of Mononoke a little bit, we'll hold snap. You don't need to hold it, you just need to touch it. Touch snapshot and then select another snapshot, snapshot 2. Oh, hang on. Yes. So now this is snapshot 2, and if I go back to snapshot 1 now, back to snapshot 2. So now we can start to generate our thing. So maybe a little bit of noir now. You don't have to fade it in, by the way, you just set it. And I'm going to have that as snapshot 3. So snapshot 3, yes. Let's do something else now. Let's bring in maybe a bit of sample whiz. Can mute all them actually. Oh no, we can't. Sorry. Or unmute. So sample whiz now, and this can be snapshot 4. Snapshot 5. And then last but not least, we'll bring in Troublemaker. Troublemaker 2. Snapshot 6. Snapshot 7. blend between our snapshots. Now, it gets even cooler than this without adding anything else. But you can see, you get the idea. You can add more and more instruments, get it to... But since this is a tutorial, we'll run out of time if we don't sort of get to this part. So, you've seen how to create snapshots and stuff, right? The cool thing about this is that let's just stop the whole thing, the whole transport. If we long hold, right? Thanks, Stephen. Thank you very much. Bless you. Thank you. Can't tell you how much it helps me and Joe. Super chats and super thanks and stuff, you know, right? Okay, so here we go. Ding. We're in the main channel here. Don't worry about merge. I ain't got a clue what merge does. It's beyond me. It's beyond my brain. Paul explained it to me once. My head exploded. Right, so there's a little record button there, and there's a record button here. You can see mute solos and record and play. I'm just going to hold this, and you'll see it'll switch on. I don't know. What I don't know is why this keeps going back to mute. Is it part of me snapshot? Hang on a minute. Let me just unrecord that. So I'm going to switch mute off there and have this save, and it'll be saved like this, snapshot 1. I want to make sure me mono K's up, so I'm going to go snapshot 1. Yes, doesn't matter. I was just wondering why it kept going on to mute. But anyway, so we're going to long hold this, and it'll switch the records on for all these. This means it's ready to record automation, but for it to work, you need to have the master record switched on here. You don't need to worry about this one, but this one we need switched on, the master record. What's going to happen now, as soon as I'm going to switch this on. In fact, I'm not. As soon as I press play on here, I'll be able to record in all the information, either by hand or with the snapshots or a mixture of both. It'll remember mute, solo, everything you do now. Once I press play on AUM's transport, will be remembered by Midi Mixer. So, because Midi Mixer doesn't deal with audio, there's nothing to do. It can't hear what AUM is doing. It's purely controlling MIDI data. So if we now press play on here and I start to make adjustments, then stop it after a few minutes, you'll get the idea. And this is super cool for building up monster sessions, something like I did the other day. Anyway, look. So now we're recording now. And here's Mononica, and it is actually snapshot 1, basically, bar a tiny bit. So now, let's bring in snapshot 2. Snapshot 3, bring in Noir. And let's just mute Noir. Bring it back. Mute pads. Bring it back. Go to snapshot 4. So I did that so you can show you how it remembers mutes and stuff. Now, you notice then what happened when I press stop on the transport. All these now have turned green, all the play buttons, which means we know that there's data recorded into them. And now I don't have to do anything other than press play, and it will replay that session, which is what we're going to do to play out, guys. So thank you again so much for joining me this evening, where we took a look at how to set up an AUM session with Midi Mixer, which is designed specifically for AUM and won't work with anything else, but there's no point because it makes life super cool. And you can set up all these awesome sessions. Now, I use the 12-channel mixer. You can use an 8-channel one or a 24-channel one, which is two of these, basically. So you have two blobs of it. I showed you how to rearrange and then reset and then rename, how to record, how to set your snapshots, and you have up to 16 snapshots, which is really, really cool. Hi, Anthony. And yeah, so it's awesome. Right, so all I'm going to do now, you guys can say to Archie, this is going to play for, I don't know, a couple of 3 minutes or something. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Keep them coming. It's really, really important. If you don't want to do that, there is a super thanks. If you're watching later, please consider becoming a Patreon. If you're not a Patreon, we do this almost every single day. And yeah, awesome stuff. Cool beans, top job, yellow bananas, and all the rest of that cool stuff. Right, so I'm going to press play and you'll watch. You can just watch the session you've just recorded. Just play out, including all the mutes and stuff. Everything just should work perfectly. Please, I hope it does. See you later. Ta-ra.